Static headlines crawl, red string on a bedroom wall. Every name that we can't say out loud still hangs in the air like a storm cloud. Secret flights on midnight planes, they scrub the logs, they change the names. Smiling on our TV screens, their teeth drip through the in-between. Epstein files in a locked up drawer, black ink spilled over every door. Just a rumor till it hits the floor. How much can you hide before it's war? Burn the quiet files, turn the whispers into trials. If the truth is such a threat, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Raise your hands, deny every scripted lullaby. If the truth is just a lie they fed, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of?
Tree line breathing, something's there. Feel it watching in the cold night air. Gravel crunch, but it didn't move. Shadow pacing just out of view. Two red lights in the forest deep, and I know damn well it wasn't me. Heartbeats louder than the wind. Something's calling from within. Don't look back, don't you stare. Some things ain't meant to be there. There's a howl in the dark, tearing through the night. Half man, half beast, standing upright. Claws in the dirt, eyes burning bright. You don't run, you just pray you're right. Dogman calling, don't say his name. He'll track your sin, he'll know your fear from the edge of hell. Where the
Hey everyone, welcome to another live show of Strange Conspiracies. Glad to see a bunch of you already in the chat. Hope you guys had a great week so far, and hope your last weekend was awesome. It's good to see you guys. A lot of familiar faces in the chat tonight. So Franklin, always good to see you. Courtney, Tim, Catherine, good to see you as well. Alexandra, thanks for hanging out with us from Texas. Ashes, Brittany, Josh. Yeah, we've got a bunch of folks in tonight. Sophia, hope you guys are all doing well. So tonight's all about Dogman again. It just seems to be the hot topic right now is Dogman. So I know we did one last week on Dogman. This one's more catered to the Michigan Dogman. So if you're not familiar, there's a lot of history and folklore around Michigan Dogman. So, hey, Phyllis, good to see you as well. Let's see. Glad you made it too, Brittany. We're glad to have you here. Josh, good to see you. Always good to see you, Sophia. Yeah, so I've got some pretty good audio and stuff tonight. So hopefully, I know last show we had some technical difficulties, but really quick though, before we get too started into this, last Friday we did our first true crime episode with Chester. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch that. He shares a story from when he was actually shot by a coworker. You guys let me know in the chat how you like that. It's our first dive into kind of the true crime segment with Chester, and so I know we did a little bit of everything over here, and so we're really kind of testing the waters. You guys let us know what you thought. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely go back and watch it. I think you'll enjoy it. So appreciate everybody hanging out in here tonight with us. So to get you guys started, to kind of give you a little bit of background on the Michigan Dogman. For over a century, people in Michigan have reported seeing something that should not exist. A towering creature with the body of a man, the head of a dog or wolf, and eyes that seem almost human. Some say it's just folklore, Others say it's flesh and blood predator hiding in the woods. Tonight, we're digging into the legend of the Michigan Dogman, from the earliest sightings in the 1800s to modern encounters that made people wonder if something truly unnatural is still out there. So, you guys all know, most of you in this chat know at this point what Dogman is. We've talked about it, you've seen it, you're very familiar, but the Michigan Dogman is kind of really where this all started. From what I've seen and read, some of the very first encounters of a Dogman were in Michigan. So people describe it as around 7 feet tall, covered in dark or gray fur, shaped like a wolf or a dog. Sometimes it can be seen on 2 legs. It's often said to have piercing blue, yellow, or amber eyes. Witnesses do describe a terrifying scream or howl that sounds almost human. The creature is mostly associated with northern Michigan, parts of western Michigan, Ottawa County, Grand Haven, and many other areas. I mean, it's been seen across several different states across the country. So this wasn't just supposed to be a big wolf. Witnesses described something far stranger, a creature that looked like a dog or a wolf but moved like a man. And that one detail is what makes the Dogman legend so disturbing. If it had 4 legs, people could explain it away. But when a creature stands up and looks at you like it understands you, that's when a sighting stops being an animal story and starts becoming a nightmare. And so really, again, like I said, it's all started in 1887 in Wexford County, Michigan. This is kind of the origin story of Dogman. So we're going to get right into that. But before we do, I wanted to jump back in the chat. Hey, Mish, good to see you. Tired? I hope you, thanks for hanging out, being tired. Hopefully you'll get some good rest tonight. I don't know what you mean, Courtney. Sorry. Hey, Ash, it's good to see you. Daniel. It's good to see you in the chat, Daniel. If you want to jump on later and share some Michigan Dogman stuff, I know you probably got a bunch on that. Feel free to let me know. Yeah, 1800s, 1887 actually is really where this kind of kicks off. I'm just going back up to the chat. I missed something, I think. So, because I'm wearing the camo. Am I blending in? It's too bad I didn't have this outside. You guys wouldn't be able to see me at all. Yeah, Michigan is not would have been. This wouldn't have been my first guess of like the origin story. I'm actually kind of with some of you guys learning this for the first time. I really didn't know where Dogman really kind of started, and so this seems to be one of the oldest, if not the oldest, kind of the origin story. So the earliest widely repeated Michigan Dogman story goes back to 1887 in Wexford County, Michigan. Basically, it involves 2 lumberjacks. They're working in the woods where they encountered a strange creature. Reportedly, it had the body of a man and the head of a dog. This is usually considered the first known Dogman sighting in Michigan folklore. So that's kind of where it started. It looks like these guys were out in the woods logging, and so kind of the story is that they heard, they saw the creature, they heard a howl that sounded really human. Folklore claims that the creature emerges on a recurring 10-year pattern linked to years ending in the number 7, and apparently or reportedly loud clapping can actually drive it away. Don't know. I haven't heard anybody tell me that, but it's kind of interesting to think that it's linked to on a recurring 10-year pattern in the number 7. So that's that tells you off the bat, number 7. It's just it's definitely a demonic creature. it kind of reminds me of that movie, Jeepers Creepers. I think, yeah, Jeepers Creepers, where the thing came back every, so many years. I'm sure you guys all remember that movie. It's one of my favorites. Let's see here. So this creature was unknown to most of the modern world until very late in the 20th century. It's said to have been stalking the area around the Manistee River since the days when Ottawa tribes lived there. The first alleged encounter of the Michigan Dogman occurred in 1887, which we talked about. Whereas the two lumberjacks, described seeing this thing that had a man's body and a dog's head. And then we'll jump a little bit to 1937, still in Michigan, in Paris, Michigan. This guy named Robert Fortney was attacked by 5 wild dogs. And he said that one of the 5 walked on 2 legs. There was reports of similar creatures that also came from Allegan County in the 1950s and also in Manistee and Cross Village in 1967. So there's several sightings in Michigan starting back from the 1800s. Other sightings include a series of occurrences in Grand Haven, Ottawa County from 1993 to 1994. Most of these reports came from a man simply referred to as Ben. He claims to have seen the beast on 3 separate occasions. One such sighting was in December of 93, where he spotted the dogman in his parents' driveway on Lakewood Drive. The creature was standing behind the car on its hind legs, only running off when Ben started screaming. And so that's just a kind of a quick rundown of the history of the dogman in Michigan. Of course, there's several stories, but I kind of wanted to get to where this all started. So definitely sightings, all the way up into the 90s. Then there was a guy in 1987. He was a disc jockey. His name was Steve Cook. He's from Michigan. He recorded a song which was titled The Legend, which he initially played as an April Fool's Day joke. He based the song on the myth and legend from around North America, and he never even heard of an actual Michigan Dogman at the time he recorded the song. He was quoted saying, "I made it up completely from my own imagination as an April Fool's prank for the radio and stumbled my way to a legend that goes back all the way to Native American times." And it's funny that he mentions Native American times because I think you guys have heard me tell you this before, but I attribute a lot of the things that happen, whether it be aliens, dogman, a lot of weird stuff tends to happen around Native American lands, burial grounds. So it definitely is interesting that it's tied to that in some way. So let's see here. Just checking back in with the chat. Cool. I'll send you a link, Dano. You guys give me a second. I'm going to send a link over to Daniel, and he's going to jump on with us for a minute, hang out. Michigan Dogman. It's definitely... the more that I've kind of been researching and learning more about Dogman, again, I've never specifically had an encounter, but I know Josh really well. He's had one, and I've talked to several other people, and so it's going to be pretty interesting to learn more. And I've got some pretty cool stuff to show you guys tonight. I'm going to send this to Daniel. Just bear with me a second while I do this. Let's see. I don't know. Is Wyatt in the chat? Hey, Phantom Messiah, it's good to see you. Oh, because I'm in camo. Yeah. What's that coming over the hill? Is it a Bigfoot? Is it a Bigfoot? At your family reunion. That's funny. Hey, I don't know if Mary is in the chat tonight, but if she has a story, she's got, we haven't heard from her in, I think, 2 episodes now. So have her call in here later on. We'd love to talk to her. Franklin. Appreciate it, Daniel. Just catching up on all the chat. I missed quite a bit. Yeah, this is an interesting question, Sophia. And I clicked the wrong one. Do you think there are two types, animal and government genetically made? I think that from what I've read and kind of seen, that the government definitely knows about Dogman, and there's probably an active effort to cover this up. There's a lot of people who've told stories of seeing these things, sharing it, and they have government officials show up at their property, at their homes. So you just never know. No worries, Daniel. Appreciate it, man. The song by Automatic. Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. I don't know if I've heard that song, actually. Okay, thanks for letting me know, Franklin. I was going to tell Wyatt. He emailed me earlier. He actually, I think, is coming up this Friday. His episode's dropping. We did an interview with Wyatt. Most of you guys know him as Boone County Cryptid, and that episode with him is going to drop this Friday. So we look forward to sharing that with you guys. And I was going to let him know, but haven't had a chance to talk to him. Cody Hughes, nice to have you. The military definitely uses genetically enhanced dogs and other animals. I do believe that for sure. There's a lot of weird things that happen around military bases. A lot of stories of not just Dogman, but Bigfoot encounters near folks who live off base, but close enough to the base. So, and that's not just in one area, that's nationwide. She's probably not going to come because you keep telling her that there's an app. I'll never let that go, will you? I don't know about Dogman. I do know in Afghan we used mastiffs that were genetically enhanced. Interesting. How were they enhanced? Like, were they just like steroided out, or what do they do to kind of enhance them? Interested to know. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that link, Franklin. Awesome to have you. Franklin is one of the moderators on this channel. We have some others. I haven't had a chance to send the invites out to him yet, so that's coming. I'm going to try to do that tonight after the show. So I think it's Wayland, Ashes. I'm going to send you one. So you guys be on the lookout. I do want you to moderate as well, but I appreciate you, Franklin, for doing this. I really do. Oh, okay. Well, that's awesome. I appreciate you sending them over. Yeah, that's kind of what I was wanting to know too, is the enhanced. Cody Hughes, you should definitely share what kind of enhancements they did. The recent animal attack, they're working on figuring out what happened. Yeah, I heard about that. I think that was in Oklahoma. Probably going to talk more about that a little bit tomorrow. I know, I believe that Josh is going to be talking about more of that tomorrow, and I'll be jumping on his show for a little bit as well tomorrow. So, enhanced by Owl Coffee. There you go. Okay, here we go. He said the one that I used specifically was genetically enhanced for bomb finding and finding weapons, and they were genetically modified for high altitude. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, definitely for the high altitude. I worked with K9 when I was in the Air Force Security Police. It's awesome, Daniel. I knew you were a veteran. I appreciate your service. I didn't know that you were in the Air Force, though. That's cool. And I didn't know that you were security, like police, MP, or I guess MP is what you'd call it. That's awesome. So that sounds like it would probably be a pretty fun job to have. Okay. Well, while we're waiting on Daniel for a minute, I'm going to go ahead and jump back in. I was going to read one of these stories that is out of Michigan. And there's several. So after the Cook songs, what they call it, came out, people really thought it was just a prank. But when the song really started airing, radio stations in different areas started getting a lot of calls from people who reported seeing this thing in real life. And there was just a lot of calls. And so it kind of took this potential song, which the guy who wrote it didn't even know really what a Dogman was at the time. He was just singing a song about folklores and different myths and legends across North America. But, you know, the song was an April Fool's joke, but it turned into people really sharing their stories and kind of relating to the song. And So it's definitely interesting. And so some of these stories are just from readers who share their story after the song came out. The first one is it says, a friend of mine was driving to 7-Eleven late at night when a strange hunchback, large, mangy creature ran across the road. The road is called Hospital Road in Waterford. The creature ran into the woods, and we couldn't see it when we stopped. This was no normal dog. If it was a coyote, then it's the biggest coyote I've ever seen. No, this was much bigger, with a huge head, and looked like it just crawled out of the deepest pits of hell. Another person who called in said, in the summer of 2010, I went camping with some of my friends at their cabin near Shelby, Michigan. Some of their cousins came too. So the night after we got there, I was sitting by the fire telling one of them a ghost story. We were right next to a little creek, and on the other side of it, a huge, ghostly white dog ran by, like it was chasing something. I thought it might be someone's runaway pet, but this thing was huge. It was the size of a black bear and was built like a wolf. So we went across the creek as soon as the wolf thing was gone to look for tracks or anything. We didn't find anything, even in the wet mud. Later that night, after everybody else went to their own campers, it was really late, about 3 a.m, when the camper started shaking so violently it woke me up. I heard a really low, deep growling right outside the window I was sleeping under. Then the camper started shaking again, and the eerie growling continued. I knew it couldn't be storming out because there wasn't a cloud in the sky before or after that night. When we got back home, we found scratches that looked like claw marks about 7 feet off the ground right above the window. I don't know about you guys, but that is terrifying. That absolutely would be terrifying. So, yeah. They're preparing to use DM genetically created or have used them for sinister purposes already. I do believe that. We had German Shepherds and Belgian Malinois. Those are good dogs. They look like shepherds. So that's a couple of the stories out of Michigan, and there's several more. But I was going to share this clip with you. It kind of gives you a little bit more of the background of Michigan and Dogman. So you guys check out this video.
Terrifying tales of a canine cryptid dubbed the Dogman begin in the oral histories of the Odawa tribes in what is now Michigan. The first documented claim of a dogman appears in 1887, when lumberjacks in Wexford County survive an encounter with what they describe as a monstrous amalgamation of hound and human. In 1938, Robert Fortney is in the same area when he is attacked by a pack of wild dogs. He claims the leader of the pack rises onto its hind legs and watches him with what he describes as human eyes. Though the story sounds outlandish, in the decades since there have been countless alleged dogman encounters, often corroborated by compelling photos and footage. Blamed for violent deaths and disappearances over the years, the creatures are said to be an astonishing 7 to 10 feet tall, with a wolf-like head on a human torso. Witnesses claim they can charge on all fours or run bipedal. They also say the dogman's eyes are very human-like, often amber, and its howl is said to resemble a human scream. Some allege the U.S. government knows all about these disturbing canine creatures, but wants to keep them secret from the public. Incredibly, some go even further, claiming to have seen dogmen on U.S. military bases, fueling a jaw-dropping debate over whether this creature was actually created in some kind of government experiment. A wild weapon tamed by our military. Now, Heather was contacted by a trucker who claims to have been personally attacked by a dogman that he then shot and killed. Can there really be any truth to this wild story? Is the dogman out there, or is the tale truly just wagging the dog?
So just a little bit there for you guys. Yeah, I don't know if that's Josh Gates. That's actually a clip we pulled from YouTube. It's a Discovery. So we kind of pulled a little bit from their clip there. And so he's one of the guys who usually speaks, I think, on the History or Discovery channel. So his voice is very familiar to me as well. I listen to a lot of that stuff. Disciple of Christ, I think this is the first time I've seen you in here. Welcome. Thank you for being here with us. Definitely appreciate it. We're just getting started tonight, so hope you stick around and hang out with us for a while. What my dad saw was on all fours and watched it rise up on two legs and run off. Yeah, that's again, if I was in the woods and something happened like that, I would probably freeze in place. That's kind of been the trend anyways when I've been scared in the past. Hopefully as I get older, that will change. I'll just run. So Massachusetts saw a hyena looking thing with blue eyes. Interesting. You'll have to call in and share that with us, Phantom Messiah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a good point too. Definitely with the Egyptians. Yeah, there was a lot of depictions and like art and stuff that they put on the different temple walls and pyramids and stuff that depict, like you said, the jackal like looking heads. Okay, yeah. So it is Josh Gates. So didn't know his name. I just know the voice because it's a very familiar voice. So good call out on that, Phyllis. I just know that it's with I think it's Discovery or History Channel, one of the two. So yeah, that is a really cool name. That's a really cool name. Yeah, fair enough. And yeah, if you're driving, drive safely. Definitely. So absolutely. So with some of the audio, you guys heard a little bit there, but I actually have some other audio I was going to share with you guys of reported dogman, howls and screams. And so you guys listen to this and tell me what you think. It starts off slow, so bear with me a second. While we're waiting for that to pick up. Seen something at the Tilly-Willy Bridge in Greenland. Hey, you know what? I've been to the Tilly-Willy Bridge on many occasions late at night when I was younger.
No. No.
So you guys, as you can hear, their howls are, straight up just like a wolf. To me, that's what it sounds like. What do you guys think that it sounds like? Is it to me, like I said, it really resembles a wolf's howl. Yeah, a coyote as well. Definitely does. like a dog. I'm not the best at deciphering if I was in the woods. Sometimes coyotes sound like dogs to me and vice versa. So I would not be the best one to decipher that. That would be funny. Yeah, it's definitely hard to tell. So apparently, reportedly, their Dogman howls, but you guys can be the judge of that. I don't really know for sure if that's real or not, but it's definitely hard to say. So, yeah, so I was going to go back to this comment. So, Cody, yeah, I've been to the Tilly Bridge, but see, the reason I went there is there's actually a kind of a ghost story tied to that bridge. I guess a long time ago, a woman, it was a low water bridge. She drove over it during heavy rains, and it took her car off the bridge with her kids inside. And so she still haunts the area looking for her children. Been there at night multiple times, never experienced anything, but it's very creepy. Maybe it's just knowing the story and going in, but that's interesting to know that there's also been sightings of potential Dogman there. So it makes you wonder. It's just an area tied to some trauma, so you never know. So, yeah, they definitely could mimic. I believe they can shapeshift as well. You don't think it's Dogman? Yeah, that's cool that you guys have been there and checked it out. That was Mimo after tequila. That's awesome. Well, if we can get her howling like that, that's pretty funny. So you have to send us a video of that, Josh. Kept hearing noises and feeling I was being followed, but never seen anything until I was leaving. You know, it's weird. When I was out there, I did have a weird feeling like that. I didn't see anything, but we got out and walked around. We were there. It was like 2, 3 in the morning. This has been many years ago, but I don't even know. I haven't been there in like 15 years. Is that even still around? Or they demolished that area, the bridge, or who knows? Yeah. My boss was swept into the White River near West Fork. They found him 3 days later. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm definitely sorry to hear that. That's awful. Yeah, flash flooding is no joke. I actually we don't do as much anymore. We used to camp a lot on the Elk River, which is in near Pineville, Missouri. It's a good river for kayaking, floating on inner tubes or rafts. And not long ago, a family member, actually a couple of years ago, they parked their truck down by the water, sort of, and I guess it rained so heavy that night, and flash flood just came instantly. So it took their truck away. Yeah, Cody Hughes, if you want to call in, you can definitely call in and share your story. Let me put this on the screen. The number, it's 479-581-9331. So give us a call. We'll take some call-ins. I've got some other stories to share with you guys as well. So, yeah, definitely sorry to hear that, Franklin. That's a pretty awful deal. It's definitely an awful deal. So, I've got an encounter while we're waiting here. I've got an encounter I'll share with you guys. Just audio. You guys tell me what you think, though. It's a pretty terrifying story. I'm just going to find the right one.
I was training for the Bratwurst Festival 10K. I noticed something in the cornfield was like making a circular motion in the corn. I take off as fast as I can run, as fast as I can run. And when I stopped, it stopped. This thing, it was toying with me. I was being stalked. As I got to the end of the corn, I turned, and that's when I saw it. This thing walked out of the corn, and it was about 6 foot tall. It had the head of a dog, looked like a German Shepherd's head, high pointed ears, and I noticed that it had these long arms that hung down past its knees. Its shoulders were rolled forward like this, and it turned. I remember like locking in on it. I was running for my life, literally running for my life. Not until I ripped that door open, got in, latched it, that's when I finally felt safe. It still haunts me.
Yeah, so that's a real encounter somebody had shared, and it definitely sounds traumatizing. So I don't think I could get in my car fast enough. Yeah, Cody, if you call the number on the screen, it's at the banner at the bottom of the screen there. If you call that, it'll come right to my phone, and we'll basically put you on speaker and put you up to the mic, and everybody will be able to hear your story. But I'd love to hear your story from Indonesia, potentially seeing a shapeshifter. That is wild. Yeah, I haven't been there in like 15. Yeah, I haven't been there in a long time either, so I don't even know. Everybody wants you to call in, though. You got to call in, Cody. Share that with us. We'd love to hear it, man. It's definitely not stories we hear every day as people who've seen potentially shapeshifters, and we'd love to hear any and all stories you have to share. So, but in the meantime, while we're waiting, if you decide to call in, what'd you guys think about that last story? Though it's definitely you could hear that the guy was, I think, genuine in his voice and the way he was telling the story. So definitely was interesting. So yeah. Cindy, are you talking to me or to Cody Hughes? I think you're mentioning me in this one. I just want to make sure I'm not. Yeah, Cody, it's 479-581-9331. But I think, Cindy, if you're talking to me, I haven't actually ever seen a cryptid. So what's compelling to me is that I'm a believer in conspiracy theories in general. And a lot of conspiracy theories have been proven to be true. We can go down that rabbit hole sometime. But I really think that there's a lot out there that somebody's calling me. Let's hold that thought, and I will get back to that. So it looks like maybe Josh. Hey, thanks for calling the show.
Yeah. So like that last story kind of reminded me of me and my cousin out in Valonia. We were middle of the night. We decided we're going to go cow tipping. And so we drove down the road and parked, and I think we're like 16 or 17. And so we start going through this field to get to this fence line. And as soon as we get to this fence line, we could hear like four-wheeler or something in the background. So we were real paranoid. And then out of nowhere, these like shadowy figure with like pointy ears and like kind of red shiny eyes, how like an animal looks whenever is at night and the light kind of hits their eyes.
Yeah.
Was like it had to be at least 5 to 6 feet tall, and just kind of moving with us as we try to like find a spot to cross the fence. That we thought it was it looked like a dog, but I wasn't too sure. And but yeah, it was we never even got into the field because we were so creeped out by whatever the hell it was. But it literally maybe like a shape of a Doberman head. But like the ears were clipped, so they were pointy. That's what that last story kind of reminded me of that. But we always thought maybe it was just, a dog standing up on something, or maybe something in the field that they were perched up on. But it never really chased us. But it just kept following, like as we like kind of made our way down the fence line. And it creeped us the hell out, and we ended up leaving.
Man, I've known you for a while now, and you're just now telling me the story. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, no, that's wild. I mean, it's things like that you just never know. I would say
I've never got a good look at it. It was just all we could see was the silhouette because like the I guess like the moon was more on the other side of it, and that was the only light you could see out in the field, and so like it was creating like a silhouette of something tall with the shine of the eyes, and then like the pointy ears, like going straight up, like when like a dog has clipped ears that is like excited about something or hears something in the distance, points their ears straight up. But yeah, no, we didn't think much of it except for the fact that it creeped us out, and we went back and never went back again.
Wow, and you said that was in Valonia?
Yeah, Valonia, right off 64.
Okay.
Near what's it called? 8 Mile store.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about over that way.
Station. Yeah. It's like 36 and 64.
Well,
just off there.
No, I appreciate you calling in, Josh, and sharing that with us. And yeah, I appreciate you being in the chat and being a supporter of the show. And I definitely want to talk to you more about this, and maybe we'll get you to share it on a recorded show in the future if you're interested. So
yeah, that sounds good. Well,
so
I guess I'm gonna get off here. Let's get back to the show.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate you calling.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
Bye.
Cody, sorry I missed your call a few times. I'm just gonna return your call. I know you called me a few times, but let's get you back. We just had a call in here a second ago, so I think Cody was trying to call us. We'll call him.
Hello?
Hey, is this Cody?
Yeah, this is Cody.
Hey, I appreciate you calling in. Sorry I missed you. We had another caller on a second ago.
Oh, yeah, no, I understand. No worries. I'm not the best with technology, so it took me a minute.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And just reading your comment, I mean, definitely excited to hear your story. Definitely want to hear the one about Indonesia. That sounds insane.
Yeah, no, it was crazy because I didn't even realize it until like the next day when I seen the same person again and they looked like me. It was the scariest thing.
That's pretty wild. So you were just like out and about, and I mean,
yeah, we actually it was during when the tsunami hit Japan, and we got some liberty, and we were floating and outside of Indonesia, so we hit port, and they gave us a 2-day pass, and all the NCOs, we could get off and go stay the night out in town. And so we're out, and it'd been like 5 or 6 hours off a ship, and we're exhausted, and everyone's looking for food, and we found the street vendors, and I was getting food from this one lady, and none of the locals would go near her. Everyone kept saying, stay away, but it smelled so good, and she was playing good music and like dancing and stuff and whistling, like just all kinds of stuff. She was just super friendly. And I ordered food, and I was the only one that ordered from her, and she kept rubbing up on my arms and telling me how pretty I was. It was really weird. Spoke amazing English when no one else did. And ate the food, got really sick. They had to rush me back to ship like an hour later because I got super sick, food poisoning. And then the next day we went out, and we're in the same area. That vendor was completely gone. And so we ate there, and then we went to the mall district. And in the mall, I seen that same vendor's truck. But the person that was giving out the food looked exactly like me. I didn't notice him at first until Smithers was like, hey, Hughes, that's you, dude. And I looked, and it looked just like me, except they were wearing like the local like clothing, like the little rags that they wore and everything. And they was a little bit darker complected than me and had bright green eyes. Bright green eyes.
Wow. Dude, that is yeah. Sophia said it best. Bizarre. I mean,
Yeah.
did you approach this person?
No, I said, let's get the fuck out. I've heard, I grew up in Indian country. I've heard stories of shapeshifters. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That is that's terrifying. And like I said, the fact that lady, you know, she just kind of sounded like almost too good to be true. You know what I mean? Like the music
Yeah.
and the smell and the perfect English and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then like the oddest thing was like, I don't remember anyone else eating from her. Anyone. And then I was the only one that got sick.
Man. Yeah, that's
so it makes me wonder what would have happened to me if I had been out on my own.
absolutely. And you said this was in Indonesia, is that right?
Yep, this was in Indonesia in 2011, April. So it was right after the tsunami hit Japan.
Wow, man. So I saw one of your comments earlier too. I think you said you've been to like 30 something countries. Is that right?
32 countries. I was a deployment chaser when I was in.
Wow. It's amazing, man. Thank you for your service.
Yeah,
That's
I appreciate it. Most of it was just humanitarian. I mean, I've seen a little bit of combat, but most of it was just humanitarian. And there's some crazy, crazy stuff that happens over on the islands like Indonesia and the Philippines.
yeah. There's a lot of like folklore and just kind of some I hear a lot of stuff out of Africa, a lot of like almost like just a lot of demonic styled stuff that comes from Africa, and I'm sure it flows into some of those other countries as well.
Yeah, there was some demonic stuff in the Philippines. This one girl I served with swears she was pregnant before she got to the Philippines, and she woke up and there was a woman with a long tongue and half her body missing, and it sucked the baby, like the fetus, out of her.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was like some type of vampire thing that's in the Philippines. I never seen anything like it. I just heard the story from her.
That is wild.
Yeah, supposedly there's some kind of type of vampires in the Philippines or something that go around and suck fetuses out of women.
Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah.
No thank you. Man, that is wild. You know what, Cody? Appreciate you calling in, and if you don't mind, I'm going to put my email up on the screen when we end this call. You should shoot me an email, and if you're interested, I would love to chat with you more and maybe have you. We do like actual recorded shows. They come out on Fridays, like it's kind of like by Zoom link, and I'd love to talk to you. And if you're interested in sharing that way, it'd be cool to get that full story from you and share it, because that's really interesting, especially the shapeshifter one.
Yeah, I would love to, man.
So, yeah, I'll put my email on the screen, and Franklin can also get it to you as well. So he's one of the moderators in our channel. But, man, I appreciate you calling and sharing.
Yeah, anytime. I appreciate you having me.
So, yeah, hopefully we'll see you back in the chat, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye. Wow. That was pretty wild. I mean, could you imagine seeing somebody, we always hear of doppelgangers, and I've got my own thoughts on doppelgangers, but that's, I don't know. I've just never come face to face with somebody who looks just like me. I've seen pictures of people who look like me, but that's a little bit different. And just the, kind of with the weird vendor the day before. So Boone County, how are you doing? Shelly, I saw you earlier in the chat, so hope you're doing well. Wyatt, I actually I saw your email. Your show's coming out Friday. It's going to be this Friday. So I had told Franklin to tell you, but glad you jumped in, and it'll be this Friday. So yeah, and you said it best. Phantom Messiah, you said it best when you said voodoo and occultic wickedness. That's definitely a lot of what goes on, and kind of especially in Africa. And I actually had a guest on one of the shows previously. It's been several, maybe a month and a half ago. You guys have probably seen it, but She talks about her grandmother, and she's from Africa, and it was it's definitely interesting. A lot of stuff like that happens there. Yeah, thank you, Cody Hughes. That was awesome. Hey, good to have you in here, Mr. Tinder. Is it Tindernism 38? Yeah, hey, I appreciate the subscription. Thanks for being here with us. We're here every Wednesday. We do live shows. Every Friday, we drop a new episode. And we kind of do a little bit of different things here. We talk conspiracies, we talk aliens, Bigfoot, different things. So these types of child sacrifices and religious have been here since the worship of Baal. Yeah, you know what? You mentioned Baal. I saw a chart, and I don't have it on here, and it makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of times when we talk about the deep state, we talk about different things, but I think at the very tip top of that is Baal, the very top, and the strings kind of flow below there. So interesting that you mentioned that, Phantom Messiah. Yep, and thank you for being here. Dinner Skidder, hey, how are you, man? I actually saw something today that made me think of you. Remind me before the show's over. I'm going to try to text it to you. Basically, it was a picture of a Bigfoot in the woods pushing over a skidder, and it said the caption said Bigfoots hate logging. So that made me think of you. I was going to send it to you. So absolutely, Sophia. Glad to have all of you guys here hanging out with us tonight. So yeah, Baal is definitely interesting. And I hope to, in future, and maybe live shows, or maybe even we may switch things up and do like a recorded show. It's a little different as well in the future, but I do want to get into that some more because it's very interesting, just kind of the who's really pulling the strings behind the curtains, not just in the United States, but we're talking globally. And so that's where I really get my tinfoil hat out, and we will all wear our tinfoil hats when that comes out because it can get wild. And I've got a lot to talk about on that. So we'll save that for a future one. I did want to go back, though, because before we had some call-ins, Senia or Phantom Messiah was asking me about, since I've never seen a cryptid, why I find the encounters interesting or why I believe in the encounters. What I've noticed, though, I like to follow patterns. And so, you hear people who talk about aliens or Bigfoot or cryptids in general, and you talk to different people or you see videos. Before I talk to anybody about this, I was always watching documentaries, history, discovery, ancient aliens, that kind of stuff. And so I've always been a believer in that stuff. And after you talk to so many people, the patterns are consistent. I mean, so many different people have the same story. It may vary slightly, and maybe the eye color is a little different, or how they witness this. But as far as like the description of the beings and the ships, and it's just there's so much patterns, and so that's really what draws me in. It's just there's too many people who have seen things, so you can't really deny that. It would be, I don't know. That's why that's really why I like doing this in general. Guys, for me, this is I'm just kind of getting started in this world. It's really a hobby for me, more so than me trying to put on a production or a show. I actually just really find this stuff interesting. So that's the real reason I like doing this. But I mean, hope that answered your question. So I get long-winded sometimes. You guys have to bear with me. So he said there's just so many stories from different cultures from all around the world that are the exact same stories. Yeah, absolutely. There's just too many coincidences. Way too many. So, and I think that's a lot of how, not just in relation to cryptids or conspiracy theories, but sometimes the answer is right in front of your face and we're just blind to see it because we just can't believe that it would be true. We can't believe it would be real. And that's really what I like to kind of peel back the different layers and really understand like what's really going on here. And I may not always get the answer I want, or even learn the truth ever at all because it's so buried in layers. But we can at least get close. So, yeah, definitely. Cody Hughes, share. I'm going to put my email on the screen really quick, but you should definitely email me, and Franklin get you that email as well. Please shoot me an email. Yeah, if you're talking about me, Courtney, I'm definitely still learning. Not an expert by any means. Yeah, I guess we have to clarify. There's too many Codys in this chat. So I think there's another Cody sometimes that I've seen in here at least once before. But so, we get too many Codys at one time. It could be kind of confusing. So, all right, I got off topic there. But I was going to show you guys this video. You guys tell me what you think.
He had been called to a hunting cabin in the Luther area, and that hunting cabin had been mauled on the outside. A screen door had been torn off it. It had claw marks and teeth marks all the way around the door casing, all the way around a window casing. And the deputy sheriff who showed up out there brought a tape measure, and there were scratch marks that were over 7 feet tall. And the only tracks they could find in the dirt outside the cabin were dog tracks. And the DNR officer described those as the size of a pie plate. He'd never seen dog tracks that big. And we put that story on the air as part of our newscast, and the newspaper picked it up, and then they sent it to the Associated Press. They sent it all over the United States. From that point, it just catapulted into this phenomenon. We started getting requests from all over the world. How can I get a copy of this song?
In the late 1980s and early 90s, strange reports began surfacing all across Michigan. People were seeing a creature, tall, covered in hair, walking on 2 legs with the head of a dog or a wolf. A lot of those reports came from the area around Manistee National Forest. And over time, that stretch of woods would become known as Dogman country.
So just a quick video there to share with you guys. And as you can see, we have Dano in the house. What's up, Daniel?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
Good, man. How are you? Appreciate you taking the time and hanging out with us for a few.
Yeah. Dude, it seems like lately I've been doing a lot of Dogman encounters. I want to say probably out of like the last 10, maybe 5, maybe 6 have been Dogman encounters.
Yeah, it's pretty popular right now, especially with that attack that's being linked potentially to a Dogman in Oklahoma. So I'm sure you've seen that.
Yeah, I'm actually talking to Alicia, which is the lady who was attacked. I'm actually talking to her sister right now.
Oh wow!
And so her and I are working to get something together, so I can get some more information instead of what's just already out there, and hopefully we can come to some type of conclusion exactly what it was. There's conflicting reports that she was attacked just outside the gate when she was like leaving her truck to open the gate. There's also reports that she was actually up in the yard. There's reports that she heard shouting and then gunfire. Again, there's conflicting reports. So when I talk with her sister, I'm actually getting screenshots of text messages from her husband to her sister. So,
man, well, hey, that's awesome that you were able to make contact with somebody that's close to that, and hopefully we can get to the bottom of it. And yeah, that's awesome that you were able to do that.
What's cool about it is that she actually reached out to me today on my live stream in the morning, and I was just doing my wrap up to say goodbye to everybody. And she was like insistent, "Are you covered? Did you mention the story?" And I didn't realize what was going on. I kind of got like rude with her. I go, "So what's so important, that you're interrupting my sign off here?" And she just started letting it all go. And I'm like, "Whoa, okay, let's shoot me an email. I want to hear from you. Let's see what's going on." So Yeah, Untitled Truth, how's it going? Skidder, what's going on? Franklin, fan, it's great seeing you guys, fan. It was great talking with you today. Yeah, so dude, I'm here. Ask me questions. I can tell you my dad's encounter. I can kind of give you some more stories that.
Yeah. No, I mean, so tonight we're kind of pushing Dogman, and we're kind of talking about the Michigan Dogman, and we went through some of the history of that, and yeah, we'd love to hear your dad's Dogman encounter. I know you mentioned a little bit about that in the chat, so
Yeah.
if you want to share that, I think everybody would love to hear that.
Sure. I've been to that radio station. Like, haven't been inside of it, but I've been. It's in Traverse City, and yeah, it's the radio station's right there. In the entrance, they have like the glass entrance is to go inside the building. They have a picture of the Michigan Dogman that someone had sketched up, and yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Interesting. Yeah, weren't you near Michigan last week, or did you pass through there? Or?
I was just in Michigan like 2 weeks ago, visiting my son and
Nice.
my daughter-in-law and my granddaughter and my daughter-in-law's family. So, which their property literally butts right up to the Manistee National Forest. So,
okay, yeah, that's wild. So there's a lot of history with Dogman. I guess really the origin starts in Michigan. So
yeah,
it's got a lot of history tied to it, and seems like it's only spread from there
I'm
nationwide.
trying to see if I got some of my notes available here from any of the Dogman encounters that I just covered. Keith, who is I've had him on for a two-parter. He's from Michigan, and he's had Dogman encounters from like 91 up to like 2004.
Dang.
And
Okay.
yeah, they're pretty crazy. I got a big old folder here, big binder.
Yeah, I was saying a thick binder over there.
So yeah, so I could definitely tell you about my dad's. Now he'll tell you, if he was still alive, he would tell you that it was a werewolf, and he believed to the day that he passed away that it was an actual werewolf that he saw. Okay, I found two things in my notes that I can talk about. So, but
now tell me really quick, what's really the difference between a werewolf and Dogman? Is Dogman not truly man at all, and werewolf could be?
You got me, dude. As far as I know, like the obvious differences is a werewolf transforms at full moon, feeds until morning, and then they walk around their human form, their human form for until the next full moon.
Okay.
That's as far as I know. But again, you kind of just look what the terminology is.
Yeah.
Back in the day, back in the 1960s, when my dad saw this thing, he said it was the biggest wolf they'd ever seen in his life. And he said it was a werewolf. Now I didn't hear Dogman term until probably 3 or 4 years ago, so to me, it was always a werewolf. So, I mean, that's just the difference that I know is that, like Fan says, werewolves, they shift, they shift from, and it's from a curse. It's lycanthropy, so.
Yeah, it's good. I knew there was a difference, but as far as the looks and stuff, I would imagine you could easily get those two confused if you saw them side by side, potentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dogman's more robust is what Phantom Messiah says. So,
again, I'm not like the foremost authority when it comes to Dogman. I've never seen one. I've never encountered one, but some good friends of mine, Daryl Denton, Harley Owens, they've encountered a Dogman. Martin Groves has encountered Dogman. Josh, our mutual friend, he's encountered a Dogman. Fan, she's seen a Dogman. I've had a guest, that I usually see in chat. They've had their Dogman encounters. But with my dad, this was either right before he went to basic training or right before he went to Vietnam. He was up in Ketchikan, Alaska, and he wanted to go hunting one last time before he left. And to be honest with you, when my dad left for the military, whether it be basic training or Vietnam, he never went back up to Alaska, as far as I know. So this is like his last hunt ever in Alaska. And he goes in this drives this vehicle up this logging road, and as he's driving, he sees this herd of mule deer. I'll call them muleys from here on out. Cross the logging road up ahead of him, and they go down this ravine, and they go down through this gully or whatever, and then back up this other ridge, and then to go up over this other ridge that's about, my dad said, about 600 yards. He sees the last one cross the logging road, and he immediately, because he stopped, he immediately jumps out of the vehicle, grabs his equipment, his rifle, and whatever else he had with him, and he goes, he sets up, and he's got his binoculars out. He's kind of scanning left and right, trying to find where this herd of muleys were and how far they spread out when they went down into this gully. And as he's coming from the left back towards the right, he sees something coming in, like kind of like the peripheral vision of that binocular. So he kind of stops, and it comes into view, and he says it was the biggest, blackest wolf he had ever seen. And so he's fixated on this wolf. Well, all of a sudden, this wolf stops and then stands up on two legs and rests its hand, not a paw, a hand, up on a tree. So he's watching this thing, and this thing starts sniffing the air. And after a couple, I don't know, maybe a minute or so, it all of a sudden just looks right at my dad. Like my dad thinks that it knows exactly where he is because they're making eye contact. And it starts showing its teeth. It starts curling its upper lip up, and it's showing its teeth. He goes and drops down on all fours, and he starts coming down into the gully, towards where my dad is. Now my dad's like, holy smokes, this thing's coming my way. So he grabs his rifle. Now he's scoping the area, and he is frantically scanning, looking for this thing. And then he sees some movement in some brush about 100, 150, maybe 200 yards away from him down in this gully. And this thing's head just appears out of this brush. And he said he had a bead on it, and he said this thing had, the way he described it, he said the best way, think about the movie The Howling, and when that werewolf transforms or whatever, he said that's what it looked like. So he's getting ready to pull the trigger. One of these mule deers, one of the bucks, they make a noise. It breaks the attention of this creature, this werewolf, this dog man. Mike, he looks back at my dad. I think he realizes my dad doesn't have binoculars on him now. So he slowly backs up back into the brush. And then my dad sees movement. He's still watching that brush. He sees it take off, and now it's on the other side, on this other ridge, going up the side of this ridge. And he says it stops about, I don't know, 45, 50 yards or whatever from where the mule deer went up over the crest of the ridge. And it stood back up on its hind legs, again, looked at my dad, showed his teeth again, and then ran on two legs up over the crest of the hill, or the other side of the ridge, down where the muleys went. My dad said as soon as he watched it go over that ridge line, he got up, grabbed his stuff, jumped in his vehicle, and booked it back to town.
Man, that's a wild encounter. And was this? I know you had shared your rake story with me before on my show, and I'm sure a lot of folks have heard it. But was this around the same time? Same area, or is this completely different?
No,
area?
this was in Alaska, and this was like in the 60s.
Oh, back in the 60s. I got you.
Yeah, my
that's awesome.
yeah, my rake story was in Tennessee, and it was like
Okay.
mid 80s, like 80 is the summer before my senior year, so 89.
Oh, okay. Man, I was 1 year old.
Man, come on
Showing
now.
my age. I'm showing my age.
Oh, hey, Mandy, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up, Mandy?
Hey, you didn't send me an email so I could send you a birthday song.
Oh, birthday songs.
That's what I do. Someone's birthday, they send me an email. I make them a custom birthday song, and then I send it back to them. I just made one for Wade Fisher's 4-year-old daughter, and he actually sent me a text message with her voice thanking me for the song that she loved it. It was awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've heard some of the songs you made, so you do a good job.
Well, I appreciate that.
Those.
So you guys want me to get it? Do you want me to, Cody? Do you want me to get in some of the encounters that I have here? I don't have them written out in a story per se.
Yeah, we can kind of bounce back and forth. I've got some stories still to share, and so if you want to share one, and then I'll share one, and got some encounters that are straight out of Michigan. So, but we can do any Dogman encounter. It doesn't have to necessarily be tied to Michigan. So
okay, cool. Let's see here.
Sophia, that road sounds terrifying that you live near. I've heard Bray Road, and I've heard some of the stuff around it, but that'd be cool to sometime get out there and check it out.
I'm like 5 hours away from Elkhorn, Wisconsin, where Bray Road is.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Let me get to you, because this is my writing is chicken scratch at best. Let me see if I can get you some better Dogman stories, because I have a website. I'll send you the link to it too.
Yeah. While you do that, I'll while you're looking that up, I would read an encounter I've got here from 98 or 99 in Michigan.
Okay.
Because my husband and I had driven through Bristol, Indiana, not far from southern Michigan. It was dark, and I think it was December. There was snow on the ground. We were driving fairly slow due to the snow. Off to the right side of the road, in a distance, we saw an animal standing near the side of the road. It was looking at us as we drove closer. As we got closer, we could see that it was smaller than a cow or horse, but it was bigger than a dog. It was not a deer or a bear. Its eyes reflected as we got closer. We could see it was dark in color. It appeared the back legs were shorter than the front. When we were almost up to it, it turned and walked away. Not fast, just a casual walk. But it was so dark we couldn't see once it was out of the view of the headlights. Well, we always wondered what it could have been. I even thought maybe a wolverine, but it was too big. I never heard of the Dogman before tonight. I saw a show on Destination America. Maybe we finally have an answer. So it's definitely kind of an interesting one.
Yeah, I just tried to put my email address in the chat and it won't let me.
It won't let you?
No.
Here.
No, you're all right.
I think I've got it. Somebody asked for it. I can share it.
Yeah, I don't know if Mandy has it or not. So, but yeah, I got Dogman encounters, and I sent you the link to that too, Cody.
Sweet. Yeah, I see it.
Let's see here. The only states that there are no Dogman encounters reported on this site are Connecticut, Delaware, Mississippi, which really flabbergasts me. New Jersey, again, flabbergasts me. North Dakota, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Utah, Vermont, and Wyoming. But there are some from Canada and also worldwide. And I can also tell you guys about they believe is a Dogman or werewolf creature called the Moorbach monster. And that's in Hahn Air Base, Germany, where they have a huge WSA, which is a weapon storage area. And it was pretty crazy night when that happened. So
interesting. Yeah, there's when I was kind of looking up some Dogman stuff, I was I know it's not related to Dogman necessarily, but it's considered, I believe, a cryptid. And I don't think there's been any reported sightings recently, but the Mothman, that's, there's such folklore around Mothman. I was trying to find a recent encounter just to share it for fun, but it's hard to find any related to Mothman that are like really recent. Do you know of any of those?
I don't, not offhand. I mean, when I just did 50 States of Fear in Illinois, there's reported sightings of it around O'Hare International Airport. That it's been seen around Sears Towers. Also, we've all heard the reports of it being around the World Trade Centers before those went down, but that was proved to be a hoax. So
Yeah, I think that was maybe some AI imagery in that, some early AI imagery. I'm not sure.
Not really sure,
but yeah, I've got a another story here. This is from 2011. It says my wife and I were on our way back from the store when it came lumbering across the road on all fours. It was 3 times the size of our old 140-pound German Shepherd. After it cleared the roadway, it stood and traveled across the road on 2 feet. This wasn't the first time we've seen this creature. A few years ago, it was eating out of our dog's food bowl behind her house under floodlights. It looked like a giant wolf that even a large dog didn't command its attention. The creature had an oily smell to it. The sheriff was called out, and I was instructed to shoot it on sight as if it was a feral animal. Occasionally, I've seen big cats in the area out bow hunting, and this was definitely not a cougar. I don't bow hunt anymore without packing a pistol.
Real quick, Mandy, what kind of music do you like? And I'll keep an eye. So what state do you want me to read from?
Yeah, any statement, any Dogman encounter is good. I was just focused on Michigan, but I'm kind of anything Dogman related would be awesome. So if you got a good story out of any state, feel free to share it with us.
Oh, I got a bunch of good ones.
Mandy says she likes everything.
She likes everything. Like, what's your favorite though? What's your go-to? You like, to me, just your name, Mandy, Texas, makes me think that you like a good country, a good country song, like a Toby Keith or a who else? Alan Jackson or Luke Bryan, Jason Aldean, something like that. I don't know. All right, since you're saying you're talking about Michigan Dogman, let's read a couple of let me read a couple of Michigan encounters because they're pretty crazy. And on this site, there's a lot of them on here. She loves some red dirt country. Okay, that's all you need to tell me. Awesome.
That's great.
So the Manistee County, let's go ahead and just read from Manistee County. This is one. This was back in July 1975 by Sue Baker. I never saw it, but in 1979, I was newly married, about 21 years old, and had a small baby. My sister, who was a teenager, was visiting. My husband, my sister, and I had gone to our bedrooms to settle down to go to sleep. I would say probably around 11 or 12 at night. We were just starting to relax and get sleepy when out of nowhere, there was this horrible, loud howl, yell mix. I mean, it was so loud, it made my chest vibrate and my ears hurt. The sound was not human, but had a guttural human-like sound mixed with what sounded like a wolf. We were living in a mobile home at the time, and it howled just outside our back door in the hallway near our bedroom. We jumped out of bed, we looked at each other, and both said at the same time, "What the heck was that?" But they didn't say heck, they said something else. My husband was 10 years older than I was and was an avid hunter. He wasn't the kind of guy who scared easily. I looked at him and his face was drained of color. My sister came running down the hallway, white as a ghost, and said, "What was that? What was that?" I told her, "I don't know." My husband said that he was getting his rifle and grabbed it out of the closet. He opened up the back door and yelled out into the wind, "You better get the heck out of here or I'll blow your head off." He listened for a moment before I yelled at him to please shut the door. He did and never heard it after that. Needless to say, we stayed up all night, afraid to go to sleep. I have never forgotten that howl. Now, there's no way it was a dog or a coyote, because I've heard both. It wasn't a guy joking around either. It was so loud, there was no way a human could have made that sound.
Man,
Yeah.
I just don't know. I just don't want to experience a dog man. I don't think out of all cryptids, that one is probably the top of the list. I don't really care to experience.
Hey, fan, good night. Again,
Yeah.
thanks for the chat today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Good night. Also, Sophia, Trevor, it's good to see you in here. I am also a fan of Whiskey Myers, so appreciate you hanging out with us tonight for a little while. You mentioned that last story, the guy getting a gun out and stuff, and so I actually have a video that I was going to share that's related to a dog man encounter where a guy, I think, takes a shot at one, and so we can check that out here.
And as you can see, this is just a still image, and this was supposedly caught on a trail cam, and I know it looks really weird because it looks like it's just sitting there in like a very proper position right in front of the trail cam, but Jesus, it looks like it has something in its mouth.
So that wasn't the one, but that one definitely is a pretty good image. Do you think that's real, guys? What do you guys think?
I don't know.
It's hard to say with AI these days. It's so good. I can show it again. It was quick. I'll show it again. You guys tell me what you think. Do you think this looks real?
And as you can see, this is just a still image, and this was supposedly caught on a trail cam, and I know it looks really weird because it looks like it's just sitting there in like a very proper position right in front of the trail cam, but Jesus, it looks like it has something in its mouth.
And I don't know, you can see the eye reflection kind of in that photo. Like, I don't know.
I do not know what to think, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a pretty good photo of one, or capture of one. So I don't know. I've got a lot of trail cams in the woods myself on some hunting land, and I've never even seen anything like that. I've seen some bear, some turkey, some pretty mangy looking deer, but nothing quite like that. So I don't know.
Again, I don't know about, again, there's things that make me think it's real, but then there's also things that makes me kind of question it. But the things like you pointed out, the eye shine, the reflection, but just the fact that it's as close as it is. Did they bait it that way? So they put the bait so close to it, so when it did come in for it, they captured it the way it did. Again, I really don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think you're frozen, Daniel. At least on the screen, your audio is coming in clear. But
yeah, I was checking out another site.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Try to get you some good stuff.
No, I appreciate it, man. I've actually the original video I was going to share is the encounter. It's about 3 minutes long. So if you guys want to check this one out, I thought it was pretty interesting.
So my understanding is you've got quite a crazy story that happened to you on this road.
Yeah.
Can you just walk us through it? Tell us from the beginning what happened that day.
I was picking up a load, and as I was coming back, there was a air leak that I had. So I pulled in here. I just got out my tools and got underneath, and that's when I noticed the atmosphere was really different. Then I heard footsteps. So I got right back in my truck. As I was leaving, I look on the right side and I see that there's a wolf head looking down, peering in at me from the passenger side.
A wolf head
Yeah.
staring at you.
Staring at me, keeping up with me. I'm at about 20 miles an hour.
What are the chances here that this is a bear or a wolf that jumped onto the side of your truck and was essentially trying to get in?
There's no chance of that. He was running next to me on 2 legs.
On 2 legs?
Yep.
But that's like 9 feet up. That's super tall.
Yeah, and he was stooping down to look in. So I pulled my gun out from the side of my seat and shot twice as fast as I could shoot it.
Did you hit it?
I hit it. It went down immediately.
What do you think it was that you shot on this road?
A dog man, because he was reaching in with his clawed hand, like a raccoon-looking hand, but just 5 times bigger than my hand. About 3 to 4 minutes later, I feel like I have to turn around and go back. As I'm approaching, there's people already there, right where this occurred. And I'm thinking, what are these people doing here? And I could tell that this thing that I just shot is gone.
The body was no longer there.
You could see the disturbance in the ground, but it was gone.
I mean, that's strange.
Yeah. Well, eventually I get detained by federal agents.
Detained by federal agents? What do you mean?
Yeah, they pulled me in and they showed me some Homeland Security identification.
How did this conversation go with the feds?
Intimidation right off the bat. Like, we know who you are, we know what you did, you killed our asset, you're not gonna talk about this again. And if you do, these are the things we can do to make your life miserable.
They told you that you killed their asset.
Yeah.
So they were trying to intimidate you into silence?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it didn't work.
Well, it did for about 4 years, but then I decided I'm not doing that anymore. This is more disturbing than my encounter. The government is controlling these cryptids. They're real.
I meet up with a
So yeah, you guys may have seen that too. I actually, it's pulled from, I believe it's a Discovery or History Channel interview they did where they actually, there's some infrared footage where they apparently see something on infrared, but it's not really clear to me anyways what they saw, but that guy's story is very believable. And I don't know, he just, when I first saw that, it captivated me. So I wanted to share it with you guys as well.
I can't remember his name. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I'm trying to get him on my show.
Okay. So you've actually been in communication with that guy?
I'm trying to get in communication with him.
That'd be epic. If you do, please let me know.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that the government probably has, assets like this. And so are they making these things in a lab? Have they just found them and learned how to control them? I don't know, but it's definitely interesting. So, this is maybe leaning into more of the conspiracy side of my show a little bit, but I think most of us in this chat are believers. And so if you're a believer in Christ, you likely also believe in the devil, and the devil has hold on this earth. Of course, God's in control always, but I think that it's very plausible that people or things can maybe be, the devil can almost possess you on demand if he chooses to. Now, if you're washed in the blood of Christ, I think that makes it a lot more challenging for him to even bother you. But it's definitely it's something to think about, not only with our politicians, but just with these things in general. Like, how are they controlling them? How are they creating them? It's just really interesting to think about. So,
do you want me to read another story?
Yeah, you got another one?
I did, dude. I got a whole website full of them.
All right, yeah, let's do it.
This one is another one from Michigan. This is 2016. My friend and I were walking in the woods behind my house and I was recording with my phone. Something made me look to a certain area, certain direction. I saw a black figure appear to be standing on two legs with long arms, completely black and hairy, about 7 feet tall. It turned towards us and we ran. At first, I thought it might have been a bear, but after reviewing the video, we realized that it definitely was not a bear. It had been behind a tree and then it came out and turned towards us. It stood completely still and made no effort to advance towards us. We didn't give it a chance. I grabbed my friend and yelled, "Go!" We watched the video on the big screen TV at my house, and it looked like it was a wolf. It had pointy ears, long arms. Uh, I could not see the eyes, but I believe this was not a shape shifting demon. That I believe this was not a shape shifting demon. That it is, in fact, that it was a dog man.
Man, yeah, the Dogman encounters, with shape shifting. I've never seen one, but I think that they are shapeshifters for sure.
Mm-hmm. Got another. I got a bunch. If you want me to do another one.
Yeah, if you want to do another one, and I've got one too. After you're done, I got one to share. That's pretty cool.
Sure. Well, I'll see if I can get one here from Arkansas.
Good old Arkansas. A lot of weird stuff in Arkansas. I mean, Josh's is the freshest encounter that I know of. I'm sure there's others, but
this one was. Let's see if they say what year it was. Oh, this one's this one. Yeah, this one's kind of crazy. This one is in. Do you know where Benton County, Arkansas is?
Benton County, man. Yep, I do know where that's at.
How close?
My backyard. It's in my backyard.
Really? So it's fairly close to you and Josh.
Very close.
Okay, so October 1972, my husband. Man, October 1972. I was 10 months old when this happened. 1972, my husband, our two babies, my brother, and I left Leavenworth, Kansas, in our 1968 Volkswagen bus. I kind of make fun of this encounter just because it's a 68 VW van. I kept a trip to a recreational area in Arkansas called Beaver Lake. Do you know where that is?
Absolutely.
We finally got there. We found a fairly remote campsite at the far end of the park. We wanted to be alone because we didn't want our babies waking up people in the middle of the night with them crying and wanting to be fed. Shortly after pulling into our campsite, my brother pitched his tent next to the van. The rest of us were sleeping in the van. The campsite was in an area with a horseshoe-shaped rocky terrace ledge that rose from around 50 feet to about 100 feet as it curved around behind the four campsites. Because of mature trees and thick brush, daylight had trouble poking through to our spot. Fast forward to the night. Sometime around 3:30 a.m., I heard some animal sounds on the ridge that I thought may have been coyotes. The babies were asleep and all was quiet. I peered out the window but couldn't see anything that was making the sounds because it was so dark. Still, hearing odd yips and howls, I laid back down on the back seat. Moments later, there was a huge crashing bang on the van wall right next to my head. My husband leapt up out of a full sleep. My brother bolted out of his tent, then jumped into the van with us. We were all in a panic, looking in every direction, trying to see what had just hit the van. My brother finally yelled that he saw something move behind the van. We all turned just in time to see this large shadow moving about 20 feet behind the van from left to right. After about 20 minutes had passed without any of us seeing any more movement out there, my husband and my brother went out to inspect the van damage, but found nothing. When we started hearing pounding steps coming from the brush about 50 feet behind us, the guys eased back into the front seat of the van. That's when my husband turned on the headlights and stepped on the brake pedal for the rear lights. Instantly, there was a huge commotion. He started the engine, and that's when, in the glow of the headlights, we could see a hairy thing 10 feet away and coming towards the van. As it got closer, its silver-tipped hairs glistened in the lights. It had a grayish streak from the shoulder uh, down its back to its buttocks. The creature was walking on two legs, around 7 to 8 feet tall, had a big barreled chest and skinny legs. It never gave us a good view of its eyes, so I can't tell you what they looked like. I could see that the face was not ape-like, it was dog-like. Its ears had tufts of fur on top of them, and it was very human-like in its movement and general body structure. It moved smoothly and quickly around the back of the van where it followed the base of the ridge away from us. That's when it let out a menacing huff and a low, rumbling growl like a dog. Insanely, my husband and brother bolted from the van, trying to get a better look. That's when a shower of gravel came at us. My husband and brother tore back into the van and burned up the road, uh, getting us out of there. I kept looking out the back window, and they looked in the review mirrors, and nothing. We never saw it again. I didn't. It didn't seem like it was Sasquatch, but what we had seen. It seemed too dog-like in the face and was too slim in the body. She said that she still has PTSD like feelings to that day due to this encounter. That's it.
I was muted. Sorry. I think I would have some PTSD as well after, experiencing that for
What's up,
sure.
Figgy?
Yeah, Figgy. And then we have a new face in here too, Gypsy and Vanilla. So appreciate you jumping in and hanging out with us. Courtney commenting. What's up? How are you, Courtney?
Hi, Courtney.
Yep. The random comment. That works too. That's a normal response, PTSD. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, brother, I hate to do. I'm gonna bounce out. I gotta get to bed, dude. 5:30 comes early in the morning for me, so I can put my show on at 6:45 in the morning for all the people that join the live stream.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, I may jump in the morning and catch you sometime. So
yeah,
appreciate you hanging out with us for a while, sharing some stories, and
sure.
Look forward to seeing you at the meet and greet as well. So I was going to tell everybody I'm planning also to be at the meet and greet on the June 5th in Knoxville
at Green Door Collectibles.
Green Door Collectibles.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a good time. Hopefully they're going to have a pretty good turnout, sounds like. And so I'm excited just to hang out with you and Josh and see everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, we've got to get there early because the parking lot of that place is tiny.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I've never been there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay. I'm going to have to check it out. I'll get on Google later and check it out.
Yeah.
Madison County, Cody Hughes. Hey, you're not too far down the road. Hinesville. I know it well. Been there a bunch of times.
All righty. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 6:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. Hope to see you guys in the chat. Yeah. Cody, my dude, thank you so much for inviting me on. You have a great night. And dude, your show is banging, dude. It's awesome.
Hey, brother, I appreciate that. Hey, yours as well. You guys, make sure, if you don't already, go check out the Cryptid podcast and tell us really quick before you go how they can get in touch with you.
Sure. If you guys need, if you guys want to come on the show, if you have an encounter you want to share, something like that, definitely shoot me an email at the Cryptid Podcast 72 at gmail.com. That's the Cryptid Podcast 72 at gmail.com. You guys, I'm on YouTube. I'm on Spotify. Those are my two big ones. I'm also on other podcast platforms. And I drop new episodes, I should say. I drop new episodes every Wednesday and Friday. Every Saturday, I do a live stream called 50 States of Fear, where we go over a specific state, see what's going on in those states, cryptid-wise, and then I start reading reports of Dogman and Bigfoot from those states. And let's see, is there anything else? Saturday release. I have a Saturday release episode that's coming up this Saturday. So all the members of my channel will get early access to that. So
awesome, man. Good day to drop, I think. Saturday. You don't normally do Saturdays, do you?
nope, I do. Well, I do them once a month. I do a Saturday release for the members, so they get early access. But I'm also going to be doing a members only live stream starting this month. I just haven't figured out what date I want to do it on. So,
well, man, I always appreciate you jumping on, taking the time to hang out, and I look forward to seeing you again in the whether it be on this channel or yours or Josh's or someone's. And appreciate you hanging out, and look forward to seeing you in the morning. I'm going to try to jump on and see you as well. So
cool. Hey, man, if you need anything, you know how to get a hold of me.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. And man, I hope you have a good night. Get some rest.
Sure. All right, guys. I'll see y'all later. Remember, a legend begins with a sighting. I'll holler at you guys later.
See you, man. Guys, love Daniel. He's been really awesome. You know, I've never actually met Daniel in person. I talked to him. We have a mutual friend, Josh, and so he's been a big help to me, and a really good person. And we've become pretty good friends, and I look forward to getting to meet him for the first time at the meet and greet. So hopefully a lot of you guys will be there. My buddy jumped in. What's up, Kenny? Thanks for the rotary phone, man. It's too bad it doesn't actually work, because that would be even cooler. So, hey, Trevor, hate to see you go, man, but we'll see you next time. We're fixing to jump into what we call the after party, where we play some music and just kind of hang out. So definitely hope to see some of you guys there. We'll do that here shortly, but before we go, just a few kind of housekeeping notes. We are working on setting up a Patreon account. I can't have any members yet, unfortunately, on this channel, because we don't have enough subscribers. We have to be to 1,000. So we're getting there, but we're not there yet. And we appreciate all the support, everything that you guys bring to this channel, all the familiar faces that jump in here, every live show, the comments. We really appreciate you guys. It's not possible without you. Really, this is just a kind of a fun hobby for me. And so I really appreciate the support and you guys hanging out with us. Every Friday, we drop a new episode on Fridays, usually between 11 to 11:30 in the morning, Central Standard Time. And we try to do a live show every Wednesday. So we are going to try to do maybe a Saturday show eventually, maybe once a quarter. And that'll be kind of a bigger production with a lot more. We're kind of working on the details of that. So you guys stay tuned for that. But let's see here. Yeah, Trevor, good night. Hey, glad you're here. We're kind of getting close to going to what we call the after party. But tonight's topic was the Michigan Dogman. We shared a lot of different Dogman videos and kind of stories. And so that's kind of what it was tonight. We're kind of getting close to wrapping it up. But when we wrap it up, we just go into where we hang out in the chat, listen to some music that was curated for the show, and just kind of hang out. So hopefully you'll stick around for that. And yeah, definitely let's get to 1,000 subs. Would have definitely appreciate that, guys. Thank you, Franklin. And man, happy early birthday. Sounds like yours is coming up, I think it was on the 20th. And Mandy, appreciate you hanging out with us as well. Again, happy belated birthday to you. And when Daniel sends you that song, I hope I get to hear it as well, because I'm sure it's going to be awesome. So, but if you guys, anybody wants to do a final call in, feel free. The number's on the screen. If not, make sure you guys, email me if you have an encounter. If you know anybody who has an encounter, it doesn't have to necessarily be with a Dogman. We cover a lot of topics on this channel, conspiracy related. So that's a large umbrella, and we'll talk about a lot of different things. So, yeah, hey, I appreciate you. We start our shows Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I'm not sure where you're at, but that's usually when we start. We run about an hour, sometimes 2 hours or longer. So it just kind of depends. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. And so hang out. The show's not over. We're going to get into some music and hanging out. So you guys, let's hang out, and hope to see you in just a few minutes. at the after party is what we're going to call it. So I also got some new graphics for my ending, my outro. You guys let me know what you think about it.
Back when I was younger, chasing things unseen, running through the back roads, living in between old abandoned houses, graveyards after 10. Thought I was just hunting ghosts, didn't know what I let in. Flashlights in the tree line, cold against my skin. Something in the silence knew exactly where I'd been. I laughed like it was nothing, said I wasn't scared. But the deeper that I wandered, the more I felt it there. There was something in the shadows, something in my soul. And every step I took at night was taking its toll. I was chasing down the darkness till the darkness followed me. Thought I was looking for the dead, but something else was watching me. When the fear got way too heavy and I fell down to my knees, Jesus walked into that darkness and he let those demons off of me. Yeah, he brought me from the dark into the light, saved my soul that night.
Yep. Franklin, man, appreciate you hanging out with us, being a moderator for this channel. Really appreciate that. And we're going to jump into some music, guys. So stick around, hang out. Mandy, I saw Kanye West. Huge fan. He's the GOAT. And I don't believe in cancel culture. So it was definitely awesome. And probably if you're a fan, you've probably seen some of the different videos and stuff shared, but it was amazing. Worth every single penny. So I would do it again 50 times over. Big music fan. I love concerts, all kinds of music. So we definitely seen a lot of concerts in my time, but that was probably my number one for sure. So if you ever get the chance, if you're a fan, you should definitely check it out. So guys, I had some new songs tonight that I kind of put together for the show. We've got a lot of good ones that we've had for a while, but this one, I had to run it by and see what some friends thought about it because I wasn't sure. What you guys would think of it, but let me know. It's definitely, I'll say, Kanye inspired. So you guys let me know what you think. With the lyrics of this, I actually wrote the lyrics to this song and kind of put it together. Obviously, I don't sing, so it's not me singing the song, but let's see here. You guys let me know what you think.
Yeah. They told me love is peace, but every headline got blood on it. Every flag got a shadow. Every saint got a sponsor. Welcome to strange conspiracies. All the love was a lie. Smile on the screen while the truth go die. Hands in the sky, but they still self-fear. Pray for the world, but the war stay near. All the love was a lie. Gold in the temple, but the kids still cry. I seen too much, I can't play it sleep. Truth too loud, it's buried too deep. I was raised where the dark had a sermon. Cold nights, ghosts outside, soul still searching. They said trust what they feed you, I learned quick. Every clean cut story got a burn script. Every savior got a deal in the back room. Every anthem got a body in a black suit. Every nation say they holy when the cash move. Then they call it peace talks when the maps move. I seen lies dressed up in scripture. Big stage lights, no God in the picture. Everybody screaming truth till it costs something. Then they all go quiet when it touch money. And I ain't saying names, I just follow trails. Read the old files, decode the details. If love run the world, why the children still bleed? Why every answer comes censored on a feed? They don't want smoke, they want silence. They don't want God, they want guidance. They don't want flames, they want giants. They don't want truth, they want compliance. All the love was a lie. Smile on the screen while the truth go die. Hands in the sky, but the war stay near. Pray for the world, but the fear stay here. All the love was a lie. Gold in the temple, but the kids still cry. I sing too much, I can't play asleep. Truth too loud, it's buried too deep. I got crosses in the rear view, static in the dash. Whole world theater, everybody wear a mask. Politicians on parade, billionaires in the rafters. Same old script, just a new disaster. Everybody got a sign, nobody got repentance. Everybody got a mic, nobody got redemption. They tell you who to hate before they show you who got paid. Turn the cameras on the fire, keep the puppets on stage. And my channel ain't a joke, it's the one in with a beat. Every live stream, another crack in the sheet. Every clip, every file, every shadow I expose. Got me side-eye glances from the wolves and the rose. But I still say Jesus when the room get cold. Still say truth when the story gets sold. Still walk light when the system go black. Cause I know what's real and they can't buy that. I hear the whispers in the wire. I see the angels through the fire. They saw the pain, they called it order. Drew new lines and crossed the borders. Tell me who really profits off the morning. Tell me why every piece comes with a warning. Tell me why the truth always comes distorted. Tell me why the dead never get reported. All the love was a lie. The pretty words, why the innocent die. Hands to the heavens, but the bombs still fall. Who really run it? I've been asking y'all. All the love was a lie. Built on secrets they can't justify. If truth is dead, then why am I awake? If God is real, then the mask gon' break. If they bury the truth, we dig deeper. If they hide in the light, we go darker. Strange conspiracy. You were never supposed to see this.
Yeah. So you guys, what do you think about that? I put that together and I thought it came out really cool. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Definitely wrote it for the channel, and it was a little bit Kanye inspired, like I said, because I just got back from his show. So yeah, Lil Wayne, Courtney, seeing him as well in August. So definitely going to be awesome. Yeah, I don't, I listen to everything, so I don't really have a genre that I would say is my favorite. I literally like something from every genre. So, I mean, we can go all the way to, 80s music to jazz to blues. I like it all. So, I've got this one too that I wrote this one for. It just kind of reminds me of I think I've shared with you guys before. I used to ghost hunt and stuff, and I came across some stuff that, followed us home and kind of caused a lot of chaos in my life for a short time. And so, I just kind of wrote this to kind of try to share that with you guys even more. So let me know what you think.
Back when I was younger, chasing things unseen, running through the back roads, living in between old abandoned houses, graveyards after 10. Thought I was just hunting ghosts, didn't know what I let in.
Flashlights in the tree line, cold against my skin. Something in the silence knew exactly where I'd been. I laughed like it was nothing, said I wasn't scared. But the deeper that I wandered, the more I felt it there. There was something in the shadows, something in my soul. And every step I took at night was taking its toll. I was chasing down the darkness till the darkness followed me. Thought I was looking for the dead, but something else was watching me. When the fear got way too heavy and I fell down to my knees, Jesus walked into that darkness and he let those demons off of me. Yeah, he brought me from the dark into the light, saved my soul that night. I can still remember how the air began to change, heavy in my chest like I was standing in a flame. Every room felt colder, every dream turned black, and every time I closed my eyes something kept coming back. Started seeing evil where I used to see a thrill. Something I invited in was hanging with me still. Couldn't outrun the feeling, couldn't drown it out, till I called the name of Jesus and the fear came spilling out. 'Cause there's power in the shadows, but greater in his name. And everything that haunted me couldn't stand to stay. I was chasing down the darkness till the darkness followed me. Thought I was looking for the dead, but something else was watching me. When the fear got way too heavy and I fell down to my knees, Jesus walked into that darkness and he let those demons off of me. Yeah, he brought me from the dark into the light, saved my soul that night. I've seen what hides in empty places, I felt what lives where fear still waits. But I've seen chains break in a moment when heaven steps into your pain. No grave, no ghost, no devil's whisper, no night can't steal what he redeemed. 'Cause once you felt the hand of Jesus, you know what freedom really means. I was chasing down the darkness till the darkness followed me. Thought I was looking for the dead, but hell itself came close to me. When the fear got way too heavy and I fell down to my knees, Jesus walked into that darkness and he took those demons off of me. Yeah, he called me out of the dark into the light, and he changed my life that night. Now I don't go looking for shadows, I know what awaits out there. 'Cause I've seen evil face to face, and I've seen Jesus standing there.
Hope you guys enjoyed that song. Let me turn it off. It's going to play again. So, really quick, Disciple. Hey, I appreciate that. Appreciate you hanging out and rocking out with us. We like to play music after the show and just kind of chat and hang out. So, and Mandy, yeah, it's a tough job. So, did it for a short time, and that's awesome. Your brother does that. So, being in the medical field is definitely a tough job. RN as well. So. Cody, yeah, I don't know exactly the church you're talking about. I'm sure I've passed by it, but yeah, Tilly Willie Bridge, man, it was probably 15 years ago that I went out there. So, but I mean, there's a lot of history in Arkansas. A lot of different people have had encounters and sightings, and the Tilley Bridge. I've lived here my whole life, but I wouldn't have known about it unless somebody had told me. And so there's a lot of places like that. So what about this old church, though? Is it a lot of history to it, or I'm not sure about that one. Kristen, it's good to see you. I was worried about you, so I was like, where's Kristen? So just used to seeing your name. So I hope you're doing well, Kristen. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit, and I'll definitely catch you on the next one. So yeah, so I don't get out to that area very much anymore. But like I said, I'm pretty sure I've probably passed by the church you're talking about. You got my email. You should send me a picture of it. I'll probably know for sure which one you're talking about if I see it. I'm a visual person more so than anything else. When I need directions, I'm like, just tell me like what's it by. Give me landmarks. So, but yeah, what are you guys in the mood for? I've got we can play another song or two. I've got kind of like punk rock, country, more rockish music. Let's see. This one is pretty popular from what I've been told. A lot of people seem to like this one. So you guys let me know. I'll play this, and then let's see. Well, hey, good night, Courtney. I appreciate hanging out. Hope you enjoy your new tattoo. You'll have to send pictures so we know what it looks like. Some girl named Misty that supposedly took care of the cemetery, and now she haunts the bridge. Interesting. That sounds vaguely familiar to me, but I don't know. So I got your email though that you had sent, Cody. So I definitely plan to connect with you hopefully this week, and maybe we can get scheduled and kind of have you on the show. That'd be awesome. Awesome. Yeah, let me know and get some rest. Appreciate you guys jumping on. So I'll play another song or two, and then we'll call it a night. I know it's getting late. It's 10:30 my time, so it's past my bedtime. So we'll play this one here.
If I let go, do I disappear? Or wake up on your street in another year? I'm just a ghost on the neon highway, chasing the face in the glass. Every mile pulls me further sideways, but I still see our past in the fog, in the glow, in the midnight radio. I'm just a ghost on the neon highway, nowhere left to go.
That's awesome. Yeah, baseball season's upon us. I have a 6-year-old that's getting into baseball, so we're going to be doing lots of baseball, I'm sure. Bigfoot conferences, that's cool. I've never been to one, but I would definitely. I'm actually going to go to the first one I'm going to go to is going to be in Arkansas, the Cryptid conference. I think Daniel's actually speaking at that, so that'll be the first one I've been to. They do a big alien conference up in Eureka Springs, Arkansas every year. It's been going on for a long time, so that's definitely interesting. It draws a pretty interesting crowd. So I've never really been to it, but I've been there when it was going on, and so that stuff is definitely interesting to me. Frozen 4. I didn't even know there was another Frozen that was coming out. I'm assuming you're talking about the movie, but yeah, I've got to go see the new Mario Galaxy movie. That's my big weekend plans. But what do you guys think? You guys got time for one more? This is Taylor, disciple of Christ. The name is new to me, so is that you, Taylor? Oh, nice. Yeah, hockey's fun to watch. I love watching hockey. Detroit Tigers. There we go. There we go, Richard. Occasionally I'll catch some baseball. I'm more of a football fan myself, so I do like to watch baseball. Usually, I'm one of those fans that watches the bigger games or the tournaments. So, Florida State. I like Florida. That's one of my favorite states. If I could live there, I probably would. Yeah, hockey's awesome. So what do you guys think? If you guys want to hear one more, put a 1 in the chat. If not, we'll close the show up and we'll see you guys next Wednesday. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. So if you want to hear one more, throw some 1s in the comments. So I know you want to hear another song. We can hang out for a little bit longer. Or if it's past your bedtime, then we can wrap this up. So I know we got people on here from all over, so I'm sure your time zones are much different. All right. Somehow, if it's not Taylor, remind me what your name is. I know you. I just can't think of your name is your disciple of Christ name. I'm not sure. Is it just Chris? One of you guys. Awesome, Andy. Let's see. All right, so we can do some country music. What are you guys in the mood for? Some more rock, some country. I kind of got like some pop rock, kind of like Blink-182 styled music. Let's see. Here we go. You guys like this one.
Silence, hitting my hands on the floor. Every dream felt broken, couldn't lift my heart anymore. Whispered a name in the darkness, didn't even know I tried. Then a peace like thunder rolled down deep inside. Turned out to be your mercy, teaching me who I am. I see the grace in the ruins, I see the gift in the pain. Every time I thought it was over, you wrote my name again. And I should have broken, I should have given in, but you kept my heart beating on. You walked me through the fire, not a step alone. Turn my deepest valleys into stepping stones. Every scar, every tear, every long hard night, you were right there with me, bringing death to life. I got faith, I got breath, I got one more song. I was lost, now I'm here where I belong. You walk me through the fire, and you make me strong. You walk me through the fire, you redeem my past. Every broken moment gonna shine at last. Every chain, every weight falling at your name. You were in my weakness, setting me aflame. I got faith, I got breath, I will sing this song to the one who loved me all along. You walk me through the fire, and I'll stand up strong. You walk me through the fire, and I'll stand up strong.
Well, as always, guys, it's a pleasure hanging out with you. Appreciate everybody who's still in here hanging out, listening to music. Again, this is not possible without you guys just hanging out. Otherwise, I'd just be out here talking to myself. So I really appreciate you guys, each and every one of you who tune in every week, who support the channel. And it really truly means a lot. It's hard to kind of put into words. It's I'm not really somebody who just is used to being on a camera or being on live, like live stream or whatnot. So it's definitely been a change of pace for me, and it's nice to have people that want to listen and hang out. So I hope to see you guys on the next episode on Wednesday next week, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. We've got a good episode that's coming out on Friday. It's going to be with Wyatt from Boone County Cryptids. You guys check it out. And our conversation, it's a long one. I think it's about almost an hour long. So you guys check it out. Let me know what you think. And I hope you guys all have a great evening and get some rest. We'll see you guys next week. And I hope you guys all have a blessed weekend. And as always, God bless. And you guys stay looking up and stay rude and stay alive. We'll see you later.
Back when I was younger, chasing things unseen, running through the back roads, living in between old abandoned houses, graveyards after 10. Thought I was just hunting ghosts, didn't know what I let in. Flashlights in the tree line, cold against my skin. Something in the silence knew exactly where I'd been. I laughed like it was nothing, said I wasn't scared. But the deeper that I wandered, the more I felt it there. There was something in the shadows, something in my soul. And every step I took at night was taking its toll. I was chasing down the darkness till the darkness followed me. Thought I was looking for the dead, but something else was watching me. When the fear got way too heavy and I fell down to my knees, Jesus walked into that darkness and he let those demons off of me. Yeah, he brought me from the dark into the light, saved my soul that night.